what's going on, you guys? I'm Mad, and in this channel we cover pretty much everything from smartphone to photography. And in this video I want to talk about the Google Pixel 10 Pro. So I did pick this guy up. This is my review unit. So this is the regular 6-inch size compared to the 9 Pro XL that I've been using for the last year. And I just brought out a couple other pixels to kind of help me illustrate some of my talking points and kind of just help me portray my perspective. So yeah, I've been using this phone pretty much since the day it came out, and to be clear, it is an awesome phone. It's a full flagship phone with an amazing camera system. It's the best AI intelligence equipped smartphone, and Google made various improvements that the 9 series was missing, such as slightly faster charging speeds. It's now Qi 2 certified. You do have the Tensor G5 chip for an impressive spec bump. They now have magnets built into the back of the phone, just like iPhones, so it's just like MagSafe, but they call it Pixel Snap. It's very similar. The accessories are interchangeable. If it works with MagSafe, it works with Pixel Snap. As you can see right here, works like a charm. Nice and strong. But really though, between that inclusion and the extra AI horsepower, there really isn't a lot of difference between this guy and the Pixel 9 series. And I've got to be honest with you guys, like I said, objectively, this is a great phone. It's a flagship smartphone and it costs flagship money, $1,000 and $1,200 for the Pro XL, same as the ones from last year. Now, some of the first videos that I posted on this channel were of how much I loved the Pixel. You know, they've changed a lot. You kind of had the original body style going all the way up to the 5. Then they brought out the 6 where it's got this really square design, and honestly I think this is the coolest looking design out of all of them, but they're all beautiful phones. And yeah, I gotta be honest with you guys, for the first time ever it's been kind of hard to justify recommending the brand new phone, like the brand new Pixel. Aside from some slight differences, the bodies between the 9 and 10 are practically the same. And by the way, if you're familiar with Dbrand cases, within the last year or so, Dbrand started including MagSafe compatibility for phones that are not just iPhones. So this grip case right here does have built-in MagSafe. So the Pixel 9 Pro XL, which technically does not have MagSafe, you just put it in the case and now it has MagSafe. The only difference is now it's built into the phone. But 90 to 95% of people have a case on their phone. So at that point, you just need to consciously decide if you want to get a case with MagSafe support or Pixel Snap, or if you want to get a regular case. If you get a regular case, it doesn't matter if this has the magnet array in it, because if the case you put over it doesn't have Pixel Snap MagSafe, then it won't work. So yes, it's a nice inclusion, but the point is you can buy a MagSafe compatible case with pretty much any phones these days and get the benefits of that. So here's something else that I thought was interesting. Now, as far as most of us have been able to tell, the Pixel 10 camera system appears to have the same cameras as the 9 Pro system. You've got your 50 megapixel main wide, the 48 megapixel ultra wide, and the 48 megapixel 5x telephoto. So you might be thinking, if you're familiar with the Pixel 9 series, you know that you can zoom in all the way up until 30 times. Now, if the 10 Pro series supposedly has the same cameras, how come this can go to 100? Well, it's because when you pull the 10 Pro out of the box, it has you download various AI models. Once you have the high-res zoom AI model downloaded, anytime you take a picture and it's past 30 times zoom, it will then add on the ProRes zoom. And that's the same if you go all the way to 100. So anything past 30, it'll use the ProRes zoom AI model to enhance it or rebuild it. And I gotta be honest, as far as the pictures I've been taking and my experience, it's been kind of a mixed bag. And so since it's rebuilding the image from what it thinks is supposed to be there, the results can kind of vary. Here's kind of a good example where you have the page up and page down on this keyboard, and you can see it just basically made it an O instead of a G. Overall though, it does do a pretty good job rebuilding text, usually pretty spot on, but it can and definitely does still make mistakes. The moonstone color is dope, I will give it that. It's a really sweet looking kind of bluish gray when you see it in person. It's a very nice color, so I'll give them that. But overall, it feels like this iteration of the Google Pixel was mainly for investors, for them to say, hey, we're still leading AI tech, our phones are the best at AI, and they've been marketing it to a lot of people. So frankly, I kind of feel like their stock price has taken the front seat, at least lately. I'm not a total expert on all of those things, but that's just what it seems like to me. But yeah, a lot of what they've shown off seems like it would be good for investors and not really a consumer first type of iteration. Another thing that I don't care for, which probably won't bother most people, is this is eSIM only now. So there's no eSIM tray, at least the model that's shipped in the United States. I personally don't like that because I switch SIMs a lot since I've got more phones than most people, but for the everyday consumer, it's probably not going to make a difference since you're mostly just going to activate it and be done with it. Also, here's a quick demo for conversational editing in Google Photos. So when you hit edit on the 10 series, this Gemini icon with help me edit will pop up. It doesn't show up in any of the other Pixel series yet. I believe it is coming though. And we can do things like add a hat to the dog. There you go. That's actually pretty cool. I might say that. So that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to conversational editing on Google Photos. Google Photos has become incredibly powerful when it comes to editing both photo and video now. There's a lot of amazing things you can do with it. So really the only other implementation that they added to the Pixel 10 series, it's another feature that's very akin to using AI. It's called Magic Queue, and basically it uses your data across Google services that you are signed into, and it makes quote-unquote intelligent suggestions. So as a quick example, let's say somebody sends you a text message. They say, hey, what's so-and-so's birthday again? Well, if you have that birthday in your Google Calendar, it will automatically preload and suggest that birth date. And from that point, it's a one-tap send. But even though this is designed to kind of make your life easier, make things go quicker, I feel like that all this is really going to do is just kind of give people the ick. And you know, I love when smartphones make my life easier, but a lot of people have privacy concerns, and I just feel like it would rub a lot of people the wrong way just to kind of know that for Google to find these shortcuts, it has to kind of dig through your Google account to be able to make those smart suggestions. Me personally, it doesn't really bother me, but everybody's different. You or a family member might just not want that. So you can just turn it off. Really, the only significant kind of addition that you're getting with the Pixel 10 Pro series is that zoom beyond 30 times magnification. So 30 to 100 has the downloaded high-res AI model, and you can snap pics from 30 to 100. But again, my question is, what does it stop the Pixel 9 Pro series with being able to download that same model? I mean, it's not like it's on a Snapdragon chip or a G1 tensor chip. It's a 4th gen tensor, and I feel like if they wanted, they could probably pretty easily load that high-res zoom model onto the Pixel 9 Pros. But they're just not, because there has to be some things that separate the 10 series from the 9 series. Although the Tensor G5 does give a pretty good performance bump, I still don't feel like it's a make or break to where the 10 Pro series can run some of these AI models and the 9 Pro series can't. So my takeaway is, if you have a Pixel 9 series, I would say probably don't upgrade to the 10 series. Unless you really want the high-res zoom, but it's kind of a gimmick. Sometimes it works good, sometimes not so much, but I feel like depending on the pricing, the 9 Pro and the 9 Pro XL are at kind of a sweet spot. I already started seeing some 9 Pro series on Amazon for around $700. So I would say if you can save yourself $400 or $500 on a 9 Pro or a 9 Pro XL over the 10 Pro, definitely do that. Now, if you're coming from an older Pixel phone or just a different phone entirely, yeah, it's still worth the upgrade. Like I said, objectively, it's a great phone. It's just with me, because I'm so deep into these Pixel phones and other phones, it just seems like such a small difference to me. But again, I know that that's a me thing. Not everybody is as deep rooted into smartphones that I am. If you can get it on a good deal with your carrier, I would say definitely do that. Usually the best deals are pretty much right at launch until the end of that month or so. That's generally when you can find the best deals. So if you want a 10 Pro series, I would probably recommend going that route. If you want a 9 Pro series or anything older, I would probably say look to Amazon or your local used market. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Pixel 10 Pro. I try not to make this video seem negative, but that's just my honest opinion. I don't know if going straight for the Pixel 10 Pro is worth it for many people, but everybody's situation is different. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you feel like Google should have done more? Do you have to have that high-res zoom? Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.